ComSource, everybody uses ComSource, probably 3/4 of them use ComSource for workers' comp.
Come on, Dan. Wait for you. Waiting on you.
Figure it out.
All right, we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. I've asked Councilman Chitwood to lead us in the prayer and pledge. Please rise.
Please bow. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We come to you today to do city's business. May we do what needs to be done for the city and put the city in a good direction and do what's best for our citizens. We pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have a roll call.
Terry Lamar,
Here.
Troy Shropshire,
Here.
Dennis Nance,
Here.
Travis Malure,
Here.
Randy Chitwood,
Here.
Charles Trammell,
Here.
Chris Gantier,
Here.
Bruce Smith.
Here. Okay. Item number 2, petitions from the audience. We do not have any at this time. Thank you. We can go on to item number 3, consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve items A through M?
I would like to see letter F pulled off of the consent agenda, please.
Okay, item F. Any others? Okay. We have a motion to approve all except for item F.
Motion. Second.
We have a motion from Malure, second from Nance. Call for the vote.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Nance,
Yes.
Malure,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier,
Yes,
Smith.
Yes. Awesome. Item F, approve annual renewal of the Workman's Compensation Employer Liability Insurance Policy Number 00002273-231 with ComSource Mutual Insurance Company. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion from Choi, a second from Chitwood. Discussion?
yes, why did this not, when it came up for renewal, come through the ordinance and insurance or come through here? I do understand that there was something that happened last year. I went back and listened to the video, and there was a problem, and you could actually hear the then Mayor Larry Lee speaking on the video that the reason why is because MUB wasn't consulted. And when I looked at it, and I understand why they never took any action, because the principal party, the utility board, was never consulted, and we acted without even consulting them, and that's why it died. I believe this, and then this information came back on the 22nd, never was notified, the council wasn't notified, the O&I committee wasn't notified, and all the others, we went through and looked at them again to reapprove them. Why is this one different? I think it's, I mean, why do we have an O&I committee if we're not gonna use it?
Lisa, do you care to chime in on that?
All I know is that it did go through OI to change broker. That was approved, went to council. That was approved. Then MUB was not happy. So it went back to OI, and in that committee, it was tabled. And that was the last that it went through.
But if you listen to the discussion, the reason for the table was so that it could be investigated further. We are partners in things, ventures like this with MUB, and it was inappropriate to not know that they had no knowledge of this, and we acted on their behalf without their knowledge and consent, and that's why they dropped it, if you go back and listen to things. I believe this should be tabled, have a special meeting so we can deal with it, because I know it's time sensitive, and then let the ONI review the information from the vendors who would like this, and then send it to council and let council approve it, since there's some confusion regarding this. So I make a motion to table this and call an emergency meeting to take care of this, the way we've been taking care of all the others.
Mr. Gantier,
Yes, sir?
are you wanting to have an emergency meeting of the city council to discuss this, or a meeting of the O&I committee?
Yes and
Then
yes.
a special meeting of the city council?
No, I believe the O&I should look at this and then see what's going on, and then make a recommendation to city council, and let city council make the decision. Since they are the decision makers of the city, let them make the decision as far as who is gonna be in the best interest. I know by splitting it, since MUB split it, now we're gonna be probably, from what I understand, losing a little money. Originally, when I was in that committee meeting, we were told we were gonna save money. I spoke with the underwriter who represents both. It would have been the same fee for both of them. So we're not gonna save money. And I didn't talk with with Carrie or Mike over at the rec center, but I talked with all the other supervisors. And I've talked with Jared, and every one of them told me that they had no complaints about the service of this particular company we had, and just boom. And I would like to know why. That's all. I mean, that's what our committee's for.
Okay.
Are we voting on the broker tonight? Or are we voting on the comp source, workers' compensation, employee
The
insurance?
broker's been changed without our knowledge.
But on the agenda, it's for the renewal of the compensation policy.
Aren't they both going to then basically comp source?
Yes,
ComSource is our carrier, yes.
Either
We're renewing.
Either broker,
We're
correct?
renewing with ComSource, yes.
But
Okay.
the agent of record is what's been changed in a very unusual and unorthodox fashion. And I think the council just needs to make that decision. And if they choose to go with Brown and Brown, so be it.
Well, no, what I'm getting at, I guess, is kind of different. This doesn't say we're going with RCI or Brown and Brown. This says that we're going to go with the comp source mutual insurance, which is from both of them. We may need to make a motion that we have an O&I meeting and discuss the two brokers at a later date.
That's what I want. That's what I want.
Okay, but isn't this one just a vote on,
Policy,
the
this isn't,
policy, whoever
The
the
policy is
broker
gonna
is?
stay in effect until August 1st without renewal. And then we
Well-
have a problem.
We will have to,
I mean, I have not seen or heard or any reason why not to go with CompSource. My question is, who's gonna be our agent of record?
right,
And that's what I think we need to
is
discuss.
that a separate subject than what we're voting on here?
yes.
If we have the understanding that we're having a meeting for that purpose, sure, I'm fine, because I do not want to interrupt our city employee
Yeah, that's the main
benefits.
thing.
I absolutely do not want to do that, but we need to address this in a rather
I
timely
agree with
manner.
that.
What I feel is unusual is that council passed the broker change last year. And then it did go back to committee to discuss it because there was an argument with the broker that we had in service. They were trying to not lose our business, and MUB did not want to change. So there was supposed to be discussion to get that hashed out. It did get tabled and never was brought up. But even though it was tabled and never brought back up to rescind Brown and Brown's agent of record letter, it was rescinded without council approval then. Even though council approved to go with Brown and Brown back then, the letter of rescission got put in effect, so we stay with RCI. But that did not go back to council.
And I agree, there's a lot of confusion with this, and that's why I believe it should be a matter that's discussed and sorted out, because it's kind of, it's really odd, and I just want to get it clarified. I'm not opposed to going with CompSource, that's not it.
That,
We do-
but we're, the
we do need to
comp
address
source
it.
is not the question. Comp source is who, it's the biggest work comp company in Oklahoma. You're not gonna be,
So when can we have an O&I meeting regarding this?
Were you done?
yeah, it's up to you all. I would just highly recommend that we stay with Brown and Brown. That's my recommendation.
So we can schedule a meeting. I mean, that can always be done. We can schedule those meetings. What we need to do, though, is we need to vote to approve the annual renewal of the compensation and liability insurance. That's what we're looking to do right now. That's what the motion is on right now. We have a second motion, but then we have a recommendation to make a different motion. Does that motion have a second?
But what we're basically voting on right now is to
Renew the policy.
renew the CompSource Mutual Insurance Company policy.
With Brown and Brown, or,
There's no with,
It's with
okay,
that's not in,
Okay.
that's not in this part.
Jared.
So just so everybody knows, we're staying with RCI, so you guys can do what you want. We got our policy going, August 1st, so we are separated. The last thing that we have with the city is property insurance, because we can't really hold land in our name until we become a full trust. So that's the only thing that's lacking for us in Mub and the city to basically separate completely. And that would have to be for the vote of the people and all that, but change the charter, but just so everybody knows, health, medical, dental, retirement, everything's separated, but the, property insurance with OMAG. So,
While you're
Jared, I've got a question.
shoot,
So which carrier are you going with?
I'm doing RCI because John Hawkins with Integrated Insurance is, sold out to RCI. They do our retirement. So we have a really good working relationship with John, and he recommended RCI and he bought them out, so we're gonna continue using them. So,
That's the broker that is using CompSource as the carrier.
Both of them are, aren't they?
Yes.
yes.
so, I didn't feel the need to bring in another, third party, so we're happy with RCI, so we're gonna continue using who we're happy with.
Thank you.
And what is it that you're happy with them about? What's the pros of why you're sticking with them? And
Well, I mean,
so I'm
number one, they're
asking the same
local, of
question.
course. Number two, they've had I'm grouping RCI with John Hawkins, okay? Because Integrated Insurance is,
Right.
that we've had them forever. So we've had no issues, communication's great, so we're gonna continue doing what we're doing. And of course, we use retirement with them, so, the more we have with them is, we're just not separated.
Who's your health insurance with?
Kurt Schultz.
Okay.
Of course,
That's
that
who we used to
benefits.
have, yeah.
Anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And Lisa, what is the pros of why Brown and Brown is,
Their communication style meshes well with this office. We have a great working relationship with Jennifer Britton already. They are a more proactive type agency that they have a lot of education and teaching and knowledge that they will give you. And with that, then that produces questions you can ask and bounce ideas off of them. They're just,
you're just, you've had good dealings with them and you're happy and satisfied with their
Yes.
service, whereas they're happy and satisfied with the service of their carrier.
right.
at
And
the
I am
BB
not,
side house.
I am not here to knock RCI. That's not the case at all.
Okay.
It's just a better working relationship with Brown and Brown for the upper offices. Nothing against RCI.
Okay, thank you.
In fact, we still have the property insurance with RCI, and we also use West Cyrus RCI, who is our retirement principal rep. Not trying to
So,
burn
Okay.
bridges or,
but we are not here tonight to vote on the broker. We're just voting on the carrier, correct?
Correct.
So who decides on the broker? Will it be this council at a later date, or will it be like an administrative mayor's decision? How does that work? I'm confused.
Because we have to sign, the mayor has to sign a document with them, right? That they're gonna be our, or is that how it works? I don't know.
Yes.
Yes, I will have to sign the document, see where we're going.
So who are we currently with?
Till August, I believe, where we were, correct?
Yeah.
So we're
August
still
1st
with
last year.
RCI until August?
Correct.
So they're our agent of records, okay.
So we need
So,
to,
again, my question is, who will pick the broker?
Technically, it was approved last year for us to switch to Brown and Brown.
Now, is that the one that was approved, but Larry didn't sign? Is that the deal?
It was approved and then taken back to the Ordinance and Insurance Committee, who wanted to cancel that, and that was, the cancellation was not approved.
I think it was tabled.
Tabled.
Yeah.
It was tabled because there were some questions. I went back and listened to the video. Anybody wants to, it starts at around 52 minutes or so and goes on. And you can hear Larry Lee's in the background talking, and Choya was then the chair. And he was making comments that we were under the impression everybody was all on board. So we, in my opinion, I'm not saying we did an illegal action, but I think we did a very improper action as a council by approving something without including a principal party to the discussion, since they are a separate entity. And so we were making a decision on their behalf without any communication with them. So I think we acted improperly at that meeting, and since there's enough confusion, I just think it needs to go back and be reevaluated. If they choose to go to Brown and Brown, fine. If they choose to stay where we are, that's fine as well. I just think it needs to be addressed by council.
I
The
feel,
fact that it was tabled bugs me, is what's bothering me. It was tabled. So, but again, tonight, we're just voting on comp source. I guess the question,
Correct.
Mr. Mayor, is, if we just vote on comp source, is it possible to accommodate Chris's request for an emergency O&I meeting, and I would suppose then an emergency council meeting, to further discuss this? Is that even feasible? Within, what, a week and a half? 2 weeks?
we can always have the meetings. If that's what the council wants to do, we can have a meeting. The thing that I want to express now, again, I'm hearing and I'm listening, is not trying to ram it through, but we need to vote.
Right.
And like I said, we can have those meetings, we can schedule those meetings, but we need to,
No, I agree. We need to vote tonight on,
This is-
what did you call it? The carrier?
correct,
Yeah, you're voting on the carrier.
Yeah.
Broker's a
Correct.
whole separate issue.
Yeah, I agree. We need to vote on the carrier.
So-
tonight. I'm not disagreeing with you
I,
at all.
I appreciate all of the concerns. We can set this aside and be done with it, or table it, or we can,
I'm not necessarily wanting to table this at all. I think we should continue on with this company. I don't think there's been any question about that. It's, the only question is the agent of record, and that we need to decide who we're gonna use as agent of record.
I think if we're gonna discuss that, that needs to be an individual item on another meeting,
And I'm fine with that.
so.
I wanted it to be known that there's been
It's-
some confusion with
it's-
this.
It's known, Counselor. Thank you. Further discussion? Let's call for the vote.
Hold on a minute. What are we voting on?
Exactly.
We are
You're
voting.
Curious
to approve
myself.
it.
All right,
What?
We are voting to approve the workers' compensation policy.
we are
As
voting,
it's listed on the agenda.
as it is here, to approve annual renewal of the Workman's Compensation Employers Liability Insurance Policy Number 000022732331 with CompSource Mutual Insurance Company.
Okay, thank you.
Call for the vote.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Nance,
Yes.
Malure,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar.
Yes.
Okay. Item 4, Mayor's Report. Discuss some possible action regarding purchase of a line laser striping machine for the Pryor Creek Street Department, not to exceed $15,781.66 from Street Capital Outlay Account 141455411.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion from Gantier, a second from Smith.
And I know it's not technically part of this discussion, but they have been working hard getting stripes done. See them all over the place. Sir?
Yep.
Okay. Further discussion? Call for the vote.
Nance,
Yes.
Malure,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire.
Yes.
Okay. Item B, discussion and possible action regarding a Pipe Hunter 7724 trailer jet sprayer for the Pryor Creek Street Department, not to exceed $98,029.46 from Street Capital Outlay Account 141455411.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion from Gantier and a second from Chitwood.
But I would love to hear a little explanation on this, because I was looking at it. Since it's a big expense, I would just like a little bit
So this is,
explanation.
I can let Buddy explain it.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I mean, what would your question be?
Just bring a
Well,
uneducated person on this particular
the reason
subject.
for this is we've been trying to find something for the last couple of years, and which I know you're well aware of. There's a lot of times we'll have driveway pipes that'll stop up. Anything, and the problems with that is the only way that we have to unplug those, so that's go down and buy some PVC pipe and try to rod them out. Well, sometimes you get something in there that's just hung up and we can't get it out. So then our next way to deal with that is we have to go dig the driveway up. If it's either asphalt or concrete, you know, then that's another deal that we have to, an expense that we have to replace after we dig it up. Well, but then when we shake the pipe out, try to put it back, sometimes the pipe, if it's an older pipe, it'll get bent. Well, then you're down here, you're trying to level that pipe back out, try to put it back into the driveway. And also, it's also a safety deal, which it's happened to me, well, back when I first started working, never gave much thought to it, but when you get like those ditches over on Northeast Fifth and over like on Bryan Street, start getting some bigger pipe, and it's always been a concern to me on the safety factor, because that's why usually when we do that, I send 2 guys per vehicle out for that, because it happened to me one time. We was trying to rod a pipe out, and we was standing on the side of it, and the bank give way. Well, it sucked me down into the pipe. Well, Jack Downing, when he was assistant superintendent, me and him was working together, and only thing kept me from going in the pipe is he reached down and grabbed a hold of my rain jacket and pulled me out. So there's always a safety factor in through there. But I think, and I know the initial cost, you know, of $98,000 and some change, whatever it is. But this here, I think would be good for is having a project for that. You could take certain streets, you know, per year to go through and keep them cleaned out. Or if we have a plug up, like over on Northeast Fifth Street, we've got one pipe over there that an owner, we installed a pipe and he was doing work over there. Well, we told him, you know, you can't pull heavy vehicles across this pipe until, you know, you get done. Well, he did it anyway, and he ended up pouring concrete. Well, then it's got kind of a smiley face to it. Well, it plugs up regularly. And we've gone over there several times trying to unplug it, getting pipe, PVC pipe. I think we had 3 or 4 stuck in it one time. But we borrowed, I didn't know, then I talked to Jared, I didn't realize that they had a machine over there of some sort like that. Well, they took it over there, within 10 minutes it was unplugged. Water was going freely. There was no safety factor of us, I mean, 'cause like I said, we're down there trying to jam these pipes in. And within 10 minutes, they just with that pipe cleaner they had, and it just rotted out, blew it out. Water was going, we was on our way then.
It pulls its own way through, doesn't it?
Yes, it has, once it builds the water back behind it, it's having a different type of pressure adjustment for it. you can go up to 7,500 pounds. So I mean, if you've got a rock that's washed down in through there, but once it builds the water up and then that stream back behind it, it pushes its own self through. And you're just basically sitting there just holding the pipe, with the hose, you know, going through, and then it's got its own thing it pulls back out. But we got probably about, that I know, probably 15 pipe right now that we're gonna, if we don't get this, we're gonna wind up having to dig up. And with the price of everything going up, pipes right now is probably $100 more per, driveway pipe, a 20 foot, like a 10 by 20, 10 inch by 20 foot. You know, they used to be, when I started, like $89, now they're like $189. So it just kind of saves money, a little bit of money that way, but it also saves time, so we're not down there, when it's, you know, everything's flooded and then everybody's out there trying to, you know, do what we can, but then on this situation, I'm not gonna say that it's gonna maybe do everything, but everything I've talked with this gentleman through here, that, you know, again, he was willing to come down here to do a demonstration if needed be. And I talked to him the other day, and he said he's got 2 right now. And one will be July and one will be here in August. So if we don't jump on it now, it's gonna be next August for another one, July and August before it comes in, because they've already sold all the ones that they've already made. And I've talked to several towns, Claremore, Tulsa, and Broken Arrow, they've all went in on this. I mean, they've seen that. But I mean, it saves time, money, and plus it's a little bit safer for us cleaning these drains.
Isn't one of Pryor's biggest problem, flooding issues
Yeah,
when we
because
have rain?
Pryor sits so flat. If you'll, well, especially Pryor, I mean, you look at the state of Oklahoma, I mean, everything funnels down, but you look where Pryor's at. And there are some places that pipe just sits just flat. I mean, there's not much
There's no drop.
draining, yeah, because an earthen ditch just should have 6 inches of fall per 100 foot. That's what everybody recommends. Well, sometimes you may be lucky to get an 1/8 inch within a block sometimes, because it just sits so flat. But then when those pipe, then they don't clean out very well. That's why when we start getting all the plugs, so.
Jared?
The good thing about this company is they have free training for life of the equipment too. So, you know, they got a turnover, then they'll bring somebody down to train all the new guys as well. And we bought a lot of stuff from this group, so I'd highly recommend them. And like I said, he's borrowed I've sent a crew down to help him out, but it's just, there's some stuff that we can do, but there's some stuff, if I get a phone call and I'm routing this culvert out, and I use it for sewer pipe, for sanitary sewer, so I'd have to pick up, roll, and we've got so much stuff going on in this town right now, it's just, he needs his own.
Chris, this is a recommendation from the street committee too.
Yeah, I just wanted to know exactly what it was. I don't have a problem with it. It sounds
Plus in the
like
hot
it's
summertime, you can also stand out there and turn it on, it'll go up there in the air and it'll be like a water balloon. All right. You kind of cool the guys off a little bit. I mean, that's the main thing. It's just, it will definitely help out, even some of the bigger pipe. He said it'll go up, with this one, what we get, he said it'll go up to like a 25-inch pipe.
Goodness.
So and it may take a few times going through and then back out, but he said it guarantees it.
Well, we got a few places that need it.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what I'm saying, that's what it's for, I mean, that's.
Do we have to?
Thank you.
Well, never mind, I'll ask you that question later.
Yeah,
It's
we
not
can-
pertinent to this discussion.
We can go ahead, if there's further discussion, we can go ahead and call for the vote.
Malure,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Nance.
Yes.
Okay. Item C, discussion and possible action regarding payment to Schindler Elevator Corporation for annual maintenance in the amount of $5,280.80 from general repair and maintenance account 02-201-5091 and $2,640.39 from recreation repair and maintenance account 84845-5091.
So move.
I have a motion from
Second.
Gantier, second from Chitwood. Discussion?
Does this also include annual inspection or just general repair and maintenance?
I think it's the package deal, the repair,
Yeah.
they come and service everything.
Okay,
And they do that annually, so. Okay. Further discussion? Call for the vote.
Chitwood,
yes.
Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Nance.
Yes.
Malure,
Yes.
Okay. Item D, discussion and possible action to amend Benjamin Scher, city prosecutor's job title to assistant city attorney.
Motion.
I have a motion from Nance, second from Chitwood. Discussion? I will explain kind of what's going on here. We've had a lot of discussion and concern and unclarity as to the position of the assistant city attorney. There's no change in pay or much in line of what Mr. Scher currently does. The only addition is that in the absence of an attorney, city attorney, he will represent here and fulfill the duties as per the charter for that job title. And there is some special documentation in your packet there, not in the packet, it's on your spot there that I'm sure you all will enjoy having. Mr. Scher is here if you want to ask any questions, otherwise we can go ahead and call for the vote. Further discussion?
Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes,
Nance,
Yes.
Malure,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Ben, welcome aboard.
Again.
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 Still.
thank you. Thank you.
Welcome your continuation.
I'm pulling out my 1998 placard for you.
Perfect.
There you go.
There you go.
Slap her up there.
Wear it with pride. Wear it with pride. Thank you, sir. All right. Item E, discussion and possible action regarding declaring surplus the following items from Pryor Creek Police Department and listing on the Purple Wave auction site for sale. 2010 Ford Crown Victoria, VIN number 2FA BP7BVXAX123495, unit number 2. And 2016 Chevy Malibu 1G1ZB5ST5GF 232423, unit 142. Do I have a motion?
So move.
I have a motion from Gantier, second from Mr. Choya. Discussion? See, there is none. Call for the vote.
Gantier,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes,
Nance,
Yes.
Malure,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Trammell,
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Item F, discussion and possible action to fill vacant deputy court clerk position in the city clerk's office.
motion,
I have a motion from Choya.
Second.
I have a second from Chitwood. Discussion?
Excuse me.
Is this position currently being filled with somebody temp?
No, this is an additional position. This position would be a backfill from last year. The person that was in it last was left right before I started, and that position hasn't been filled since.
This is
Out of court-
not
out
a
of
new
court
position.
budget.
It's
So we
it's
would
been
be
a
going through
vacant.
the entire hire, so this would be just like, it could be a little while yet before we actually bring a body in?
Yes, we still have to fill that position.
Yeah, I put it back on the agenda because it's been a year since it's been filled, so I felt it was necessary to request approval again.
Okay. No further discussion. Call for the vote.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
yes,
Nance,
Yes.
Malure,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier,
Yes.
Okay. Item G, discussion and possible action to hire Sierra Brown as dispatcher range R, step 2 at the Pryor Creek Police Department.
Motion.
I'm sorry, who was that? Was that you? I was yawning, so I didn't, the sound was off. I apologize. Motion from Chitwood, second from Nance. Discussion? Okay, call for the vote.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
yes,
Nance,
Yes.
Malure,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Item H, discussion and possible action to purchase the following modules within Cassell for the city clerk's office, not to exceed $27,000 from clerk capital outlay account 444455417. accounts receivables, investments, 5 additional licenses, document management, and cemetery management.
Motion?
I have a motion from Mr. Chitwood.
Second.
I'm sorry, Mr. Choya. I apologize.
That's okay, he'll second it.
Mr. Malora. Discussion? So as we look at the changes that we're making in the clerk's department, the clerk's offices, there's a lot of these modules within Cassell, that's our software that we use to keep track of things, that we've not been utilizing, that will help streamline our processing, our papers, our numbers. It'll help with accounting and things like that, so.
And this will also come out of next year's budget.
Correct.
Out of-
Well,
Well, this current fiscal year
this-
that we're now in.
The 23-24 year.
Yes.
So the 5 additional licenses are, in order to use it as it stands, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to ask somebody to get off so you can get on.
Yes. For me to do the financial statements and such, I have to ask one of my employees to get off the computer so that I
And-
can do my job.
We need to make sure that that's not the case. That's not very effective. It's not efficient at all. They're also heading to Provo, Utah to do some training with Cassell on how to properly and fully and effectively use these modules. And so that was approved before last year, I believe. And so they will be leaving, next week? So I'm excited to see what we can bring to by fully utilizing the software that we have now.
Well, Mr. Mayor, I do have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Is this gonna fix the problem that you're having not being able to access the information that you need?
So first and foremost, we will have enough licenses to take care of the clerks. The committee the other day, Budget Committee, approved additional licenses should we need them. First and foremost, we're gonna make sure all of our clerks are taken care of. So if there's extra, then we'll take care of it. Right now, we need them for our clerks. Okay. Further discussion? Call for the vote.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Nance.
Yes.
Malure,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar.
Yes.
All right, item I, discussion and possible action to accept a bid for Phase 1 of the street rehabilitation project, PRY-23-01, pending street committee approval. Bids received, Glover and Associates Incorporated, $300,492.90, Stronghand LLC, $402,065.44, and TriStar Construction LLC, $460,000. Note that we did find that in this bid situation for Phase 1, that there was a Scrivener's error that needed to be corrected. We had a street meeting this afternoon, just before this, to address that. And so I'd also like to have in that motion that we can discuss what took place in that meeting and the resolve that'll come from that Scrivener's error. Do I have a motion?
The committee voted, the street committee recommended that we reject these bids and rebid the project due to the error, because it was a very big difference error
Phase 1 and Phase 2.
for Phase 1.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. So,
Which Phase 1, by the way, to clarify,
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion, we open this up for discussion.
yes, that's what I was waiting for. Okay, so can we have a motion real quick?
Second.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Choya, and a second by,
No, Gantier. He motioned.
listen, y'all, say it slower and louder.
I
We had
made
a
the
motion.
motion to open it to discussion, and Choya seconded.
Mr. Gantier has the motion, Mr. Choya has the second. Discussion, Mr. Lamar has stated that the street committee voted to reject the Phase 1 of the street rehabilitation project, to send that back for rebidding. The error was in the, let me see if I can find it. Thank you. I love that you were right there. The item number 5 on the bid tabulation was the 2-inch asphalt overlay. The bid tabulation sheet had 53 tons of asphalt, and that needed to be
537.
537 tons.
Ooh.
So,
10
I
times.
think it's fair to rebid that.
I amend my motion to take no action and send it back out for bids.
I'll second that.
Well,
I
is
think
it
we-
take no action or is it to reject?
Reject.
I make a
bid.
motion to do whatever the,
So I think our
Terry Lamar was recommending we do.
motion,
To reject?
To reject, yes,
motion to
Second.
reject.
And to rebid it.
yes,
Okay.
that's my motion.
That process, before we do make that process would be such that we would, Mr. Burke, Dale is our acting engineer. He will send out to the paper the bid process again, and that'll be out Monday. That'll take 21 days,
First advertisement, yes.
and that'll come around, so. And that
The
is
bid date will be August 14th.
August 14th. So for those that are curious, Phase 1, there's my maps. Phase 1, we have these maps here. It is for the alleys. I can pass this around if you want to see it. It's for the alleys and northeast 3rd Street.
Third place.
Place, yes. And that is, for those that don't know, that's just north of the hospital, a block or two. It's a fairly small street, but Phase 1 would go to rebid the alleyways and northeast 3rd place, so. Any further discussion? We'll call for the vote.
Just a second.
You have some?
So we need to vote no to go back.
No, we're
Could you read out the
voting to
motion that's on the
reject.
floor?
We're
So we
ready.
changed our motion to reject.
Correct.
Okay,
And to rebid it.
okay, gotcha.
Reject and rebid, yes.
Could you read the motion,
Thank you for asking
please?
The motion is to reject this item 4I and rebid phase 1.
Thank you.
Got it.
Go ahead and call for the vote.
Nance,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire.
Yes.
Okay. Item J, discussion and possible action to accept a bid for Phase 2 of the street rehabilitation project, PRY 2301, pending street committee approval. Bids received, Glover and Associates Incorporated, $307,820.31. Stronghand LLC, $521,141.34, and TriStar Construction LLC, $472,000. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion from Chitwood and a second from Gantier. Phase 2 is, basically includes the mobile home,
Park.
thank you, mobile home park. I wanted to make sure I said the right word. Didn't want to say something wrong. The mobile home park up on North Taylor in the northwest corner, as well as Gaither from Old 20 to New 20, and down here on Southeast 29th Street, on the west side of Highway 20, or Highway 69.
After discussion, it was the recommendation of the street committee to go with TriStar with $472,000 in the best interest of the city with that one.
Okay,
Okay, I'll amend my motion to go with TriStar Construction LLC for $472,000 in the best interest of the city.
do I have a second?
He was, Gantier's the,
Yes, I'll agree to that. I do want to, is there something you can educate us on how it's in the best interest?
The
Question.
engineer can.
What?
The engineer.
Would you like me to?
Yeah.
I will, thank you, Dale. Based on past experience with the lowest bid, it is not safe for the city in all aspects to go with that recommendation. We've done business with them before.
Okay. Enough said.
Is everybody good with that explanation?
yep.
I'm good.
Yes, we have documented track record.
We have Buddy. You don't have to get up. Just kidding. We have, okay. Further discussion? Call for the vote.
Malure,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Nance.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Thank you, Dale. All right. Item number 5, city attorney's report. Thank you, thank you.
Good job.
Good to hear that.
Item 6, committee reports, budget and personnel.
We have our next meeting on August the 8th.
Okay. Item B, ordinance and insurance.
As soon as I can find a time that's available, I will. So if you would please find which might be available and.
I think.
The earliest time available
Excuse me.
would be tomorrow night or Friday night for this week. Okay, well,
What time
definitely not
tomorrow
tomorrow night,
night?
so
Yeah, not
Friday night
Friday,
would be
but
the earliest.
What time tomorrow night?
We can't do a special meeting more than 48 hours, or less than 48 hours in
That's
advance.
true, that's true.
So Friday would
Friday.
be the earliest.
Won't be here.
All day you're gone?
Well, I'm at work and then I'm going to go pick up my
Okay,
mom.
next?
Monday, is there something Monday?
And I have a meeting starting at 6 every Monday to 7:30 on another board I'm on.
Courtney, is there a day next week that we could?
We could do something after the street meeting on Tuesday. Wednesday's available.
Tuesday's good for me. Tuesday?
Let's do Tuesday, the 25th.
What time do you, roughly, what time would that be?
How long does the street meeting usually last?
Not very long.
Well, and then we don't have anything current on the street committee, so we don't have need for
You
one.
may not even need one, okay.
So we can,
Do you wanna plan
do
for
the
6,
normal
just in
time.
case?
5:30?
we'll do that at 6.
Six, okay? Tuesday,
We'll do that Tuesday, 25th at 6 PM.
thank you.
Yes, sir, no problem. All right. C, street department.
Next scheduled meeting is August 22nd.
Okay. Item 7, unforeseeable. We do have one item of unforeseeable business. And, y'all, there's too many papers up here. I did receive an email late this afternoon from Grand Gateway Economic Development Association that it is appropriate for us to appoint or reappoint our representative to the Grand Gateway Board of Directors. Appointments are made each year during, well, I'm gonna read this, but she's redacted and changed the dates for our behalf because of the election results. Appointments are made each year. During the month of January, representatives will serve a period of 1 year beginning February 1st. Meetings are held every month. Board members are reimbursed for transportation to and from the meeting. Officers of the association be elected from among the members of the February meeting. City of Pryor in Mays County is a member of the association and eligible to have one representative on the Grand Gateway Board of Directors. Any additional representatives' names will be considered an alternate. This can be accomplished in our next city meeting, and it was only an hour or two after the email, so tonight. The representative may or may not be a member of your governing body. Your current representative is Larry Lees. You are requested to take this action, complete and sign the enclosed form, and return it. Sincerely, Mary Satterwhite, Grand Gateway Board Clerk. And
So we need to take action tonight?
Yes.
I make a motion that Zach Doyle be our representative,
I'll second
And
that.
we need
and
to
in his
remove.
absence,
We need to first remove Larry.
and I make a motion, we remove Larry Lees as our representative and replace him with Zach Doyle.
I'll second that.
Thanks.
You needed something else to do, didn't you?
It's all good. It's all good. I get food, so.
You're not nominating me again like you did earlier this year?
Well, we have to, I guess, take care of this one. Do we need to nominate well, let's
We
take
do
care of
not.
this one and then we can do a second, alternate, huh?
Well, just in the history of it, we've not had an alternate as long as I've been involved. If you want to, that's fine. If not, it's fine. I think the primary request is that we fill that,
Well, I think the primary
We appointed an
is
alternate last
emergency,
year.
and then we can discuss the other one later, I would think.
if we need to, yeah.
Would that fall under his duties as
That was,
vice mayor
that was.
if mayor's
tongue
not?
in
I was
cheek to the
thinking about
Chris.
it, but, I've asked him about that, and he's like, I don't want it, so.
There's a story behind that.
We can talk about that later.
He's
Yeah.
tongue cheeking is what he's doing.
All right,
So who did we appoint in January?
so currently it's been Larry as long as he's been here, so there hasn't been a need for a reappointment.
Oh, no, I thought we'd approve somebody as a alternate.
No, we did not. So,
I was trying to remember.
Not that I
he
was.
was, yeah.
Mayor, I call for the vote.
Further discussion? Call for the vote.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes,
Nance.
Yes.
Malure.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Item 8, call for an adjourn. Do I have a motion?
Motion, second.
Third.
Who is the motion? Motion from Nance, second from Chitwood. Call for the vote.
Let me take a little bit longer here. Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
yes.
Nance,
Yes.
Malure,
Yes.
Chitwood.
Yes.
We're adjourned. Now, I'd like to call to order the Pryor Public Works Authority. Item 2, approve the minutes of the July 5th, 2023 meeting. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
A motion from Malure, a second from Gantier. Discussion? Call for the vote.
Gantier,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Nance,
Yes.
Malure,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Trammell.
Yes.
Okay. Item 3, unforeseeable, as we have none. It warms my heart to ask for item number 4 to be done within less than 55 minutes. Do I have a motion for adjourn?
Second.
I have a motion from Gantier and a second from Chitwood. When ready, call for the vote.
Smith,
Yes.
Lamar,
Yes.
Shropshire,
Yes.
Nance,
Malure, yes.
Malure,
Yes.
Chitwood,
Yes.
Trammell,
Yes.
Gantier.
Yes.
Adjourn.
You did
Can
two
be
of them
done.
night.